Hello, my name is Seth Blanchard, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a nice looking simple ring with some text wrapped around the outside, as you can see here. Before we start, we want to add in the surface text feature. To do this, click on the Add Custom Features button. Then, in the text box here, type with no spaces pp surface text beta and click enter on the keyboard. Select the first item that pops up and select surface text, which here I already have it selected, but for you it would look like this. And you select that and then you press close. First, you want to find out what size you want your ring to be. For me, I want it to be a size 10 for my finger. So I'm going to look at this chart here, and so you look under USA/Canada and look down till you find number 10. I then look to the left to see the ring diameter, and I get 19.8 millimeters. This will be the inner diameter of our ring. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and create a new part studio, and then I'm going to rename it to Simple Ring. I'm then going to make sure my workplace units up here are in millimeters instead of inches, and then click the green check mark. Now click the top plane here, click Sketch, and then I'm going to press N to norm to that surface easily. Now to start, I'm going to create a new studio over here and rename it to Simple Ring. I'm then going to go to up here where you see the three dashes, and select workplace units and make sure I am in millimeters instead of inches. Press the check mark. And then now I'm going to click on the top surface here, click Sketch, and then press N to norm to the surface. And then I'm going to create a new circle, click on the origin and drag out, click the dimension tool, and put the diameter of your ring, which for me is 19.8 millimeters. Now click the offset command, click on the edge here, click away, and then for this put 1.5 millimeters, and then press the green check mark. Now what we want to do is go ahead and extrude this by whatever you want the height of your ring to be, which for me will be 10 millimeters. And then press check. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is hide all of these planes so you can see a lot more clearly what's going on. So now you're going to click on the surface text tool here, and you're going to select the baseline here. Then you want to click the base surface, which is the outside of your ring here. Then in a few seconds, you will see text appear around the outside. To change this, you want to go ahead and go to Text and enter what you want it to be. For me, I want it to be my initials or SB. Next, you want to select the text alignment and change it to center. Then I'm going to change the text height to an amount that is 1.5 millimeters or more less than the height. So the height of the ring here is 10 millimeters, so at a very minimum I want it to be 8.5 millimeters here. So I'm going to put 7 millimeters. Then I'm going to change the text depth to 0.5 millimeters. And as you can see here, the text is currently lying on the bottom, which we don't want. So I'm going to change the baseline offset to half the amount that this is less than the height. So the height of this is 10 millimeters. The text itself is 7 millimeters. And I want it to be half of that. So we take 3 millimeters and divide it by 2 to get 1.5 millimeters, which halves the difference. Then, if you want it to either be out like this or cut in a little bit, to cut it in a little bit, which I want to do, I'm going to go to Extrude Type here, click Cut Out, and then click the green check mark. So now we have our ring with some text wrapped around the outside of it. Now I'm going to go ahead and make it look nicer. So to make it look nicer, I'm going to scroll out a little bit and look at my planes, and I can see the front plane cuts the letters in half here. So I'm going to select it, click the sketch button, and then click N to norm to it. Then go ahead and left click the top and bottom lines here, right click, and press Use. So now that has brought these lines into this sketch. I'm then going to create a new line here, and this is going to be going from the top here to the bottom on the side opposite of where your text is. Then create another line going from the top right corner to that line we just created, and press Escape, make another line, repeat the same process but from the bottom right hand side here, and make sure to get it right on the dot. Go ahead and click the Trim button to trim this middle section here. I'm then going to left click both of these lines and go up to the equals constraint to make it so that way both these lines are exactly the same length. Then the dimension tool, click this line here, and I'm going to set this to 3 millimeters. You then want to go ahead and click the Extrude button here, click Remove, and then change this to symmetric. So that way it's going to go through both sides since you were in the center. And then click the green check mark. Now I'm going to round off these edges so they aren't as sharp by going up to the Fillet tool. I'm going to change the radius to half the width. So I'm going to do 1.5 divided by 2. Then select the top plane here and the bottom plane here. And then press the green check mark. Now we have a nice looking simple ring with some text wrapped around the outside. And that is the end of this tutorial.